the screen. Okay, it looks like some leaked news video. We on Badge Plug. OK's video today, and it looks like a dev came out talking about 2K23, and I heard a little bit of it. They talking about realistic play, but we gonna break it down today for y'all so y'all can understand it and go deeper in detail. Been trying to tell people this is coming. I'm gonna be a little relaxed so you guys can understand what's going on here. But let's listen to it, and we gonna pause up and break some of it down. Let's listen up. Make sure we got everything up.
So chaining animations together looks much more smoother. Yeah, a lot less twitchy. I think that word is key. As I'm watching 2K22 on the screen, and I got 23 on my machine. Less twitchy is really kind of the thing, right?
So I'm gonna break down this whole point right here. This one word he's saying, less twitchy. So twitchy is just any of the left to right. You know how when combos would look super fast, and like if we go watch a Dribble God mixtape, let's pull. You see how he's doing that momentum cross like that? You see how he's dribbling? You see how his body is like twitching? That's what they're trying to remove. So the game's gonna look way more smoother. Like if you really watch how I play, and I'm gonna show you a clip of how I'm playing, I'm gonna show you the speed they're trying to bring it down to. All this right here, players flicking their sticks so fast like this, and it's really kind of uncontrollably. They just hitting certain angles. You know what I mean? Spam, spam, spam. Left to right, left to right. You see how the ball's like moving real fast? You see how he turned away like that? They're taking away all those type of angles. Like I'm gonna really slow down, right? More smooth. So that's lets me know they changed like the whole engine. Him even coming off like that twitchy, having to use that word twitch. You guys some clips right now on how the dribbling is gonna play out. It's not going to be exactly the same because you guys know the engine is changing, but just the way how I'm playing is the direction they're going towards. Now take a look at these moves. All realistic. Like it makes sense. When you watch it, it makes sense. Acrobatic layup. And they adding that to small guards this year. Where you double tap X. Look at this spin right here. Oh, step back. Oh, pump fake. Green. Like this is what they want. This is what they want to be displayed. Look at the spin. That's just me being fancy. We come here, stop. Oh, look at this. Right off the move. Right off the move. Not too many dribbles. No spams. Right off the move. Oh, look at this. Step back again. Hey. Had to gather myself. This is what the gameplay is going to look like. It's going to have to look like this to be smooth and to be clean. Look at this. Oh, stop. Hey. Step back. Oh. Y'all see what I'm talking about? Look at this. Automatic speed boost. Stop again. Break them. Oh, man. Stop. Look at this. I've been using the body contact. Y'all see how my hand was like on his body? So I understand about that. To Euro off of that, that's literally like IQ. You got to understand, okay, he's going to be on my body for a little bit, but once I hit the Euro at this point, that's it. Look how I stop right there. Snatch him. Yes, sir. And they going to clean up these animations. It's going to look smoother. See, that crossover ugly, but they going to clean that up. Hopefully it's clean next year. Look at this body contact. You see my right arm pushing them off me. Then we go to a Euro. Ooh, put it right to our left. Y'all know I've been pushing this IRO basketball play style, and 2K is just going towards that way. Hey, I've been talking about this because they're already changing their mechanics. They changed the mechanics for us to kind of start dribbling like that, slowing down the speed, speeding back up, using a crossover here at this time, using a move here at this time. And I've been trying to tell people, get to that IRO realistic basketball play style and your mindset, and then take it to the game.
It's that's obvious. I think you guys will notice that from the jump. 22, just looking at it feels like maybe they own, I don't know, then maybe they own a little bit of a high, kind of the way they move, and twitchy's the word that kind of captures.
See, a high and twitchy, a high. It looks like they on a high. Same twitchy mechanics. Look at this runaway. Look at this, like the little run back right here. They gonna take away all that stuff right here. This is what they mean like high. It doesn't look fluid. Like, look how fast he runs inside the paint and then comes out to the three. It's not like fluid. So they're slowing the speed down for sure. It's going to be a slower 2K, like how people say 20 was slow, but it's not really slow. You're going to have points where you're faster than other players and you notice speed differences. So we understand that's how the game plays out as basketball. But just look how he's just just moving a little twitchy, moving a little glitchy, and I understand what they mean by that. So with their new sliding mechanics that they got in the game, the new foot planning technology they implemented in 21 next gen, that whole little system was made so on defense you really have to try. You have to try on defense. You can't slack. And this is what I've been trying to tell people from the jump from 22. Like, you cannot slack on defense. The badges just don't work automatically. You have to put in effort to make sure you're sliding your player over and covering up a zone, a window, jumping to contest. You got to make sure you're doing all that stick skill and more effort, because they slowing down the stamina, so the time it takes for you to run to a person, all that deep detail. And then they have on the offensive end where they have this new system where you can move to go from left to right really fast. Remember, when we think about 17 and other games, that wasn't really in the game like that. You just stop it, boom, 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 going like this until stop and go started being implemented. New foot planting technology. Think about it, stop and go wasn't a badge before. So that means there was no type of foot planting technology to make you stop a certain way. They just had it to where certain players stopped a certain way based on your height, your position, speed, whatever the case was. Now we got stop and go. So there's a badge that helps you even more plant your feet. So that has to be some type of technology that they may say, hey, this badge is going to make them be able to stop easier and then start again. You see everybody use that badge on Hall of Fame, right? Let's get back into it.
That for me, both offensively and defensively. And I think in the blog, Mike talked about more realistic movement. I don't think everybody's going to love the more realistic movement, but, you know, we looked at our game and we can...
Oh, I got to pause it again. I have to pause it again. You see how, like, yo, to me, it's just funny that a dev is even coming out talking about this, and then it is confirmed official. Like, this is official. I think Brutal Sim dropped it first, and this is from Badge Plugs, I guess. I heard in the beginning of the video, but I'll skip to the part just so we can get right into the good stuff. And it's funny to me because it's like, yo, they trying to tell people in slight ways, like, yo, even with the trailer, the new changing things, realistic, ultra real, like, they telling in words, but some people don't even like to believe words. They don't even like to, they want to see it to believe it, but you could hear it. If you know 2K, and you see the cycle, you see how it's been changing, you see how they've been going towards the elite, you know they going towards realistic basketball. You could tell. I can even tell in the trailer how Lonzo was moving when they first had him running. They probably got the normal speed, like when you move and coming up the court a little bit faster. But once you start getting into your combos and things like that and speed boosts and things start to slow down a bit, it's still probably kind of like smooth, but it probably slows down a bit. Like, man, yo, you really going to have to use your team. They bringing it back to like role play days, I feel. People going to have to come up the court smart, not waste too much stamina. It's really going to make you have to focus on a mental level to say, damn, I can't waste my stamina. I told y'all, yo, like, people literally hold down on this the whole time. Most of the time when they playing, it's just like a natural instinct. They don't even realize, and like, oh, then they notice it a little bit late once their stamina is really, really low. But people be wasting their stamina all the time, and it forces so many bad plays.
Compared it to NBA games, we found out we're moving a lot faster. A lot faster. So about more realistic movement. I don't think everybody's going to love the more realistic movement, but you know, we looked at our game and we compared it to NBA games. We found out we're moving a lot faster. A lot faster. So yeah, 23 definitely smoother animations, like in your catch and shoot game, off the dribble. All those should be areas that you can notice like right away.
To me, this sounds very good. Now, of course, we don't have the gameplay. People have not been able to test out the best.
I got a different thought on, you know, what's appropriate, what's enough, what's too much. I gave up years ago trying to tell people before the game come out, you know, how something feels.
I'm telling you, you can't tell somebody, and that's what I'm trying to tell people about the chessboard. It's 2K's own chessboard. You can't tell people how to feel. I said it. I realized once a person loses in something, in real life reality, they could just not like losing in general. They could just not like taking an L. So it's the same thing on a video game. You're not a different person. You still realize you on a multiplayer, you're trying, you come up against somebody that's better than you, or the game sucks. You can't do something as good, so you just can't. The game sucks. I don't like this movie. They need to make it better. Because it's everybody's own opinion at the end of the day. I be trying to say that. So it's crazy that Dev is confirming it right now here.
You got to determine that for yourself. But one of the reasons why we want to go with shading defensively this year is to make sure, or to try to make sure, that the body ups made a lot more sense, right? So it didn't feel as random. You're trying to go somewhere where a defender's there, you know, you need to expect a loss. Now our system is super complex. Like, I got to work on body ups with my man Jerson this year, and so I got to learn a lot about that system, and the calculations that it makes is impressive, man. But it's all about how it's tuned.
So y'all see they got a whole system for the new body ups and shading. And all I feel to break shading down, the new shading system, what they're talking about is that when you slide now in front of certain areas, if a defender tries to force himself through there, think about what they added now in the game, which adds to their shading system, strength. Now you may have strength to where you can blow by a person and get past them. We don't even know how, if they still got the takeovers, easy blow by. We don't even know if they still got some of that stuff coming back. We don't know, but we know strength's in the game, so we know blow bys is going to be there. Blown by or getting that body up and you do an IRL realistic dribble past somebody, that's going to be there still. So understand this. They're just changing how, I feel like, honestly, this is how I'm going to break this down. 2K implemented their new foot planning technology, right? Where now we slide now and we have to work hard using this stick to get ourselves back in front of people. We have to make sure we're like if you're trying to align it perfectly, that's how you gotta be. That's what they want you to do. Holding that R2, letting go of it sometimes, running, chasing them, getting back in front of him in the defensive position again, holding this again. It's like a little battle you gotta do. It's still stick skill. It's the same thing on defense. They started implementing that. Back then, all you had to do was just hold down turbo, hold down the defensive crawl, get in front of somebody, and all the older 2Ks would have locked down and they just ball pick up. That's it. It wasn't too much work you had to do. So they took away certain attributes to now where you have to work. All they did, what I'm seeing here, is that they just cleaned up the shading system a little bit and made more better contact animations play out. So this year we're going to see way better contact animations play out when you're actually sliding in front of somebody. Don't you know how when certain guards try to peek, slide, and crab you and squeeze through you, all that stuff is getting taken out. That's all that's telling me. All that cheesy stuff sliding through you, and when it's not deserving, it's not really a clean split, it's getting taken out.
And so the shading is there, and you know, hopefully we hit it right out the box. I think so. But yeah, people shouldn't be driving into the defenders. The one thing about the shade too is that you have to be like within 3 feet to have that shade bar show up. If you're gapping somebody so far off, then it doesn't really matter where you're at until you come into that range. It's supposed to help.
Listen, hold on, let me go back one more time so y'all can hear this. Some people, I feel like people get confused on
come into that
don't hoop
until you come into that range. It's supposed to help the body ups feel more, to make them make more sense, right? But I have to tell you, it's not as easy to stay in a particular shade zone as you might think, with the dribbler moving left, right, you know what I mean?
Right. So y'all hear what he's saying, right? Now, hopefully y'all can see this on the screen. My marker. All right. So a shade zone would be like right here. You see how he's here? No, matter of fact, let me get to a point where I can see somebody's dribbling.
Easy to stay in a particular shade.
Okay. So let's talk about what he's talking about when he's saying the shade zone. So now they implemented from what I'm hearing, when I'm breaking it down, putting it into my own words, there's a new system where when you're 3 feet within somebody, you're in a certain shade zone. There's a new zone now. So think of it just like Hot Zone Hunter. Once you're 3 feet close to him, you're in that little shade zone. Okay? And once you're in that zone, you have to realize this mentally on the court when you're playing. Okay, I'm in the shade. I got him in the zone. Just basically you close up to him and you covering up certain spots. This could be a shade zone. You see how Damian Lillard is right here going straight? You see how this player is right here? Cover up right here. That's a shade zone. He can either go this way. He can go to the left. You're going to have to cover up this side too. It's just a battle. But now they just basically gave everybody like a kind of a baby, how could I put this in a creative way? Like a natural clamps once you're like 3 feet once you're like 3 feet in a shade zone, you know, close to a person, right? They gave everybody like kind of a natural clamp. So they basically buffed that. So once you're close to somebody, they buff that now. So if you're working hard, like he said, to stay in front of somebody, you're going to see the benefits and the results from it. And you're not going to be able to stay in front of somebody if he has the badges to get past you. So it's always going to correlate back to attributes now. You got to make sure that you have above a 90 perimeter defense. Hey, you want to lock people up for sure. And even if you're a little bit not that good on defense at first, guess what? You start off at a 90 perimeter, you're going to learn the game. You're going to unlock your badges. You start off lower, like 80, 79 perimeter, 80 perimeter, people gonna get past you that start to learn the moves, because everybody wants to get fast and learn the moves quick. That 90, you gonna naturally get certain different animations that's gonna hype you up to play defense. A person that's getting cooked, he's just gonna want to quit. Oh, I'm getting off the game, man. I'm sliding everywhere. Not trying to use his brain and say, hey, 90 perimeter defense, 95 perimeter defense, ankle braces, these badges, this badge, anchor, the new badges that's there, challenger badge. You know what I'm saying? Long arms. Oh, people gotta think. So let's keep watching.
Zone, as you might think, with the dribbler moving left, right, you know what I mean? Changing speed and direction. You know, you're gonna have to work hard defensively to kind of stay where you want to stay.
So from
that confirms what I'm saying. The new foot planning technology. Let me see. Let's get past this. The new foot planning technology is still in the game. What is the new foot planning technology, OG? So we could clear it up again. This I have to do it like this so people can get the sliding, the ability while we're sliding now. We got to make sure we're staying in front of a person just so the clamps can actually activate. People will say the clamps don't activate because they're not. It takes time. Like when they buffed it. So back then, yes, in 22, you still had to do way more work. It's like you had to have over a 90 in 22, or you was sliding. If you didn't know how to use silver and you didn't know how to use that 85 perimeter, yeah, you was sliding. People were getting right past you, slip. So they up that, but still they have to make it to where their game you can cross people over. Think about it. If everybody has the craziest ability to just slide their stick over and stay in front of somebody easily without anything affecting them, nobody's gonna be able to do anything. So this is why they added this in the game. That's how it was back in the older 2Ks, and you see people just abuse screens. Couldn't really create too much because of the lockdowns. OD, everybody just gets a pair lock. They watch the play styles.
Being the focus of the dead team for years, what purpose does that?
Oh my God.
Sir, sometimes saying rim hangs being the focus of the dead team for years, what purpose does that serve? Sometimes you want to push the genre forward, and when they say stuff like that, right, what they're saying is that not that somebody worked on that 48 hours for, you know, I mean, every day for all those years. Some things you got to build a foundation, then you got to build something on top of that, and then you got to build something on top of that to get a good feature. Real great features take 3 years, whether you know it or not, whether they tell you that or not. Great features take 3 years. That's just the way it is. So you got to build it.
You hear the dev saying this? 3 years. So when I be showing y'all the NBA 2K21 next gen, and y'all see how 22, right? No, we had NBA 2K21 next gen, right? 22, 23. You hear how he's saying it takes 3 years to get them to get real nice features?
You got to refine it. You got to add some stuff to it. You got to get user feedback on it, right? And then you got to add all that together. You got to fix your bugs. It takes about 3 years. So, you know, when people ask stuff like that, what purpose does it serve? It serves to push the genre of basketball games forward, you know, and that's not the only thing that tech will be used for eventually, but you have to have it to be able to use it for other things. So it's a good investment.
Hey, I'm glad he's out here spilling these gems so people can hear how detailed it is. Technology. You hear what he's saying? Technology. So it's a certain technology that they're using. Y'all just looking at it, oh, it's an animation, but it's a certain technology they're using for that animation to even play out. And what they're saying is that they're just going to add on top of that technology later on in the later 2Ks. So they basically saying that some games be test runs. It's for that 3-year cycle, it's really a test run. Really. And then they get to their next expanded version. We supposed to really like that one after the 3-year cycle. And then that's really how they saying it, but that's how they do it to expand. They always got to fix, change certain bugs, get user feedback, and that's how the game always evolves. It's always going to keep evolving, keep going forward. That's how they looking at it.
And when it relates to something more directly to gameplay, then you'll be like, oh man, they should have did this, you know, whatever years ago. But, you know, you got to walk before you run.
I knew it.
You got to walk before you run. Oh, these dribble guys going to be hurt. I don't even know, like, yo, listen, a lot of people, they better like IRL basketball. It's like, I see people not buying 2K this year. How they talking? I see a big wave of people buying it too as well and getting accustomed to it, but the whole shooting, the meter, the green being delayed, oh, that's throwing so many people off. You know how comfortable that is? Somebody, they know when they get in the green before they get off the ground. So it just makes them more confident. It's like they putting everybody like in this kind of like reverse kind of feeling now where it's like you don't know. You got to really know you taking a high selection shot. IRL basketball, come on now. That's
dribbling. If they're using turbo.
But let's play the next thing.
Yeah, the adrenaline's not just for dribbling. If they're using turbo, when you hit that turbo button, you're using adrenaline. So whether that's to sprint to a position, whether that's to explode out of a dribble move, whether that's to stay in front of the ball handler.
I'm telling you, this is the last of the 3 years of the gameplay cycle for 2K. Like I was saying, 2K18 broken, 19.
On Twitter, somebody hit me up and was like, Czar, can we get the 4 out with the big in the dunker spot? And our original 4 outs were just built mainly for motion. But I thought that was a really good idea. So that's what I did. I made that change and rebuilt the 4 out, 1 in, and put the big in the dunker spot. He'll still come strong side if he wants to post or do something there. And then we changed the function of the 4 out. We didn't get to run through every freelance with it, but our 4 out really is more of a modern freelance where they're not trying to run a whole lot of actions, right? They're trying to get some spacing, let players go one-on-one, get into some pick and rolls, some quick posts, stuff like that. So most of the actions are really quick.
I also want to tap in real quick and say him talking about the adrenaline being on both sides. We can look at it and tell it's a meter. It's 3 meters, but we can tell that's probably like 3 key meters that matter to our stronger impacted moves on defense and offense. So remember, it's going to play out both when you go on a possession for offense, and then it's going to play out for a possession for defense. You see, it's the same thing. You're just going to have to use it wisely, use it smart, predict when a player is going to do something when you need to use that speed. Anybody that's mad about that just wasn't a real basketball player and wasn't wise and wasn't doing that beforehand. It's not like you can't do that in this 2K now and preserve your stamina even more and use it wisely and all that stuff. It's the same thing. They're just toning it down a little bit more for the guards that's abusing the left-right. They want more faster play. You even hear them talking about it in the 4 out. And by faster play, it doesn't mean dribbling fast, no, it's like come down. This move plays out. Oh, hit him with a quick move, pass it to this guy. He turns to the post real quick, shoot. They're working for their game to get towards that comfortable, smooth basketball gameplay and motion and that flow, you know. Basketball, quick actions, little quick in the post, turnaround shot. They see, I look at this like this is E-League news right here. At this point, he's talking like E-League stuff. Like that's how they want the gameplay to look. If you really look at the E-League gameplay and the pro gameplay last year, it's not a good look. It's just guard, speed to the left, right, fade, come to the top. No, it was not a good look. Peek the little crabs. That's not real basketball. It's like they was like, we just gonna have to deal with what we deal with for now. But now, man, we look in the trailers, we see all the post work, we see all the stuff. I got something coming for y'all soon. Another video after this video, so make sure y'all watching. It's gonna talk more about this video to show y'all like they really going towards the IRL basketball play style. We in a new era, new time. The whole 2K glitchy thing where it was just a game type thing, that era I feel like is done. It's like they're going towards, we want our game to be a basketball game. It's still going to have the park, the vibes, all that. You make your player and all that, but we want the functions and how it's played to be more realistic. Now let me go back here real quick. A lot of people are tripping about this.
Dribbling. If they're using turbo, when you hit that turbo button, you're using adrenaline. So whether that's to sprint to a position, whether that's to explode out of a dribble move, whether that's to stay in front of the ball handler.
I'm telling you, this is the last.
Okay, so we're going to wrap this up. Adrenaline, in my opinion, is not going to be bad at all. I feel like because I see how they're doing it. All the moves Lonzo is doing right now are basic moves. They're not power moves. So you see how his stamina is going down from doing all this over dribbling right here. So this was just 2K really showing us like, look, if you're over dribbling, just spam your stick senseless, your stamina is going to drop. But think about this. This is a fresh player. He doesn't have on killer combos on Hall of Fame. Let's think about the park. We always know like it's going to up the ante in Hall of Fame. And then he's not even doing no speed boosts. I really feel like this is not even going to be as bad as we think because this is still a meter as well. These adrenalines are still meters as well that goes down. It's not like it just 1 goes away, 2 goes away, 3 goes away. I feel like it goes down just like a meter. Once you start speed boosting and trying to do launch moves, it goes down. It probably goes down pretty, not that quick, but probably same like how the stamina bar is going down. You see them spamming, but they leveled it out because they want to stop the left, right into go down. Left, right, left, right. And now we know that strength plays out as well. Players that just have strength, when you try to go into their body, you know how dribblers try to spam and go into their body? You're going to get bumped up now. You're going to go into that 3 feet zone now and get bumped up if you try to do any of those crabs or any of that. So now being shifty and actually creating space or utilizing a pick right, you know, all that IRL basketball, doing your moves away from a player, hitting 2 moves and go, 3 moves and go, 4 moves. You see people do IRL, like, that's really going to be what it is. You're still going to be able to see somebody bake up, I feel like, but they definitely tone it down a little bit. And don't get me wrong, players are still going to be able to cook up ISO, cook up, and dribble for a good amount of time, I feel like. But not enough to do the meta, left, right, and that work, and that be the play style, how you win the game, no. It's like, in older 2Ks, when players did used to over dribble, it would mess up the flow of the whole team, and I feel like they're going back to that kind of system. They're changing the speeds and stuff to that type of system right there. Like, where when you over dribble now too, your shot goes down. Look how quick that stamina bar goes down. You not shooting when it gets that low. Mike Wayne already confirmed when your stamina is low, it hits your shot. And then we already got the delayed green. Listen to all these patches I'm saying, y'all. The green where it has to hit the rim first, it has to go in the IRL basketball. So they want everybody to get more IQ based, more mentally using stuff, pieces, puzzles, chess. Like I said, hey, y'all hit that like button, y'all subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next video.